Signing day in college softball is here, and the number one recruiting class for 2026 has officially signed with the Sooners. Welcome to another signing day where OU softball has signed the number one class in the country. You guys used to that yet? Today we're going to celebrate the signing of 6 new Sooners in Payton Westra, Ori Mailo, E.K. Smith, Keegan Baker, Kle Hoing, and Malaya Majam-Finch. I'll run down every single player in the recruiting class for OU and add the thing I like most about each of these players, which isn't an easy thing to do, to just pick one thing because of how special this class is once again. But hey, we'll attempt it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like the video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And turn on those notifications so you know every single time I drop a video. Let's start with Payton Westra, the highest-rated player in the class for the Sooners, according to Softball America. Westra is an outfielder and the number 2 overall player in the country. She hails from Mesa, Arizona, and is a 100 overall rated prospect by Softball America. Only 3 of those in the country in this class, so you know how good she is. And if you haven't heard her commit story, you're going to absolutely love it. I asked her about it in September, and here's Payton Westra talking about the story of her committing to Patty Gasso.
Yeah, so pretty much on my visit, I wasn't rooming with my parents. She decided to room me with McLean Hudson, who is also on Team USA. So every night I would go to the room and I'd talk with her, and I didn't really get a chance to talk to my parents a lot about how everything was going. So then on our last day, we went to IHOP to eat breakfast at 6 a.m. And then Coach Gasso was our driver to take us back to the airport. And she was making small talk and talking about normal things. And she asked me, I think we were talking about my other visits. And I was like, I think I'm just going to go here. She's like, what? And she looked back and she was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I can see myself going anywhere else. I'm driving, give me a fist bump. I'll hug you later. I was like, yeah. So she just stuck her cast in the back seat, gave her a fist bump, and then we got to the airport, got out, gave hugs, and
I love that story so much. I've heard it a bunch. It never gets old, and it's one of my favorite OU recruiting stories that I think I've ever heard. It's fantastic. But what's to like about Payton Westra as a prospect? Well, there's a lot, especially when you see how well she played against elite competition with her travel ball team, AZ Rising, and was a huge part in winning a PGF championship last summer. She also played in the Futures All-American game as well. And then shortly after that, she showed out for USA Softball and won a gold medal in Oklahoma City. So the individual, the team accolades with Payton Westra are there, and she seemed to really perform the best when the competition was at its highest, which says a lot. But what I think I like the most about Payton Westra, honestly, is just how complete of a hitter that she is. She's got plenty of power. And again, I think she showed that power against elite competition. But she's a hitter with a lot of power, yes, but she's also not an all-or-nothing type of hitter at the plate. She'll hit the ball out of the park, but she's also going to work the gaps as well. And she's quite possibly the best just pure overall hitter that's available in this 2026 class. Very athletic player with a really good-looking swing. That'll absolutely play, I think. I'm very, very excited about Payton Westra. You should be as well if you're not already. A lot to like on all sides, but I think especially offensively with OU's highest-rated player in this class. Next is Ori Mailo. She goes by Ori. The number 4 overall player in the class. Power hitter from Mililani, Hawaii, is the number 1 infielder in the 2026 class. And OU legend Jocelyn Alo said she's next. That's right. Apparently, the story goes that Jocelyn became familiar with Ori through her travel ball connection with her younger sister, Sophia Alo. Then Jocelyn posted about Ori and said, she's the up-and-coming. Still is unbelievable to me. Imagine that moment for Ori Mailo. You've looked up to this person, you've looked up to this player for as long as you can remember. She's one of the most famous Hawaiian athletes probably of all time, but certainly she is in softball. And then she is posting about you, and she's saying that you're the next big thing. I can't imagine what Ori Mailo felt in that moment, and her parent and everything else. And I'll take Jocelyn's word for it. So if Jossie is saying it, I certainly agree with it, but it's incredible. And Ori said this about the photo, which is pretty cool. Ori said, quote, "Jocelyn posting that about me is probably the proudest moment that I've had my whole softball career. Her words have boosted my confidence and have driven me to reach my goals. I want to make it out just like her," end quote. I'm just picturing it now. Ori hitting a huge home run in the Women's College World Series, and the camera pans to Jocelyn Alo, and she's going crazy, pumped up, all that. Stuff like that is going to be awesome. I can't wait. But what's to like most about Ori? I think it's her power at the plate. And I think you can make a pretty incredible argument that she has the most power of any other player in this class, which clearly is saying something. Like, listen to this. In the summer of 2024, Ori set a goal for herself. All right. She wanted to hit 10 home runs. Summer of 2024, hit 10 home runs. I think that's a pretty good goal for a big-time power hitter. Well, she ended up getting her goal. She ended up surpassing her goal. She hit 17 home runs instead. Wow. Ori can take over a game with her power at the plate, and she's done it even in high-pressure playoff games. This past season, she had a game late in the postseason where she went 3 for 3 with 3 home runs in a semifinal game win. Simply put, I'm going with Jocelyn on this one. I think she is the next big thing. I think Ori Mailo is the next great Hawaiian slugger for the Oklahoma Sooners. Next up is E.K. Smith, the number 15 overall player in the class out of Katy, Texas. She's listed as a pitcher, and maybe that's what she kind of solely does at OU, but important to note that she did get at-bats, and she got at-bats for USA softball when the Eagles took home gold back in September in the WBSC World Cup. So if she's good enough to get at-bats with USA softball, I mean, that's really saying something. She can play first base. She can play in the outfield. I think there's definitely a chance that maybe she could even get the opportunity to hit when she gets to Norman. I asked EK why she picked OU and kind of why Oklahoma, and here was her story.
Well, even just like the experience of like scheduling my visit, it was all, so I took like quite a few visits, and I was just kind of torn between everything, and I just kind of prayed when I was like, God, whatever it is, like hit me in the face with it. And then the next day, our recruiting coach was like, "Hey, would you want to talk to Coach Gasso?" And I started like freaking out. I was like, yeah. So I talked to her, and she was like, I think that God put us in this position for a reason. And it was just kind of like a starstruck moment. Like I was kind of like, what in the world? Like it feels like everything's like connected in a weird way. I went on my visit. I was there. I went on like a Sunday, left on Monday. Like I was barely even there, and I just like, I knew as soon as I was there, like it was everything.
So what's to like most about E.K. Smith? Well, I'm actually going to remove my opinion on this one, and I'm going to insert her coach's opinion instead. Probably a pretty good idea, right? The thing that I like most is how clutch she is. Her travel ball coach, Casey Jackson, called her, quote, the definition of clutch. Whether delivering a big strikeout or smashing a walk-off home run, Smith consistently shines in high-pressure moments, making her a true game changer, end quote. I like that. I like that a lot. Anybody else? A clutch player coming to a clutch program? Well, that seems like that could work out. This program is never out of a game, even if they're trailing down to their last strike. We've seen that so many times over the years. And bringing in more clutch is never a bad thing. Just interested to see if EK, again, is a pitcher only or if she flexes that power at the plate and becomes a two-way star for the Sooners. Regardless, a lot to like here. I think she would be one of the best two-way players in this class and certainly one of the best pitchers that this 2026 class has to offer. Next is Keegan Baker, the number 20 overall player in the class and the lone Oklahoman hailing from Edmond Memorial High School. Keegan is a right-handed pitcher and is rated as the top player from the state. She struck out over 600 batters in her high school career, which set an Edmond Memorial record by a really wide margin, over 100 more strikeouts than the next player in program history. Pretty incredible. Baker's stats in 2025 look like this. 123 2/3 innings pitched with 194 strikeouts, 29 walks, and a 0.68 ERA with a .78 whip. So all those strikeouts could be the thing I like most about Keegan. And guess what? It is the thing that I like most about Keegan. Even though I was tempted to say, hey, she's an Oklahoma kid getting to play for the hometown team, and I love that. But I think her ability to pile up strikeouts, especially with the screwball, that one wins out for me. Obviously, it's a lot harder to just rack up strikeouts right and left, especially at the collegiate level in the SEC. More difficult than what she faced in high school and in travel ball. But I think her stuff is going to translate, especially that screwball. I believe that, and I think a lot of other people do as well. And once she sees the defense that she'll have behind her, I think she'll trust her stuff probably even more. She's going to be just fine in Oklahoma, and nice to have another Oklahoma kid on the roster. Going to be fun to watch Keegan Baker here at OU. Here was Keegan talking in the fall of 2024 about her decision to commit to the Sooners.
So I want to stay close to home, and I have a huge family, a huge support system, so that was a big decision for me. I've been to a ton of OU camps. I really just loved the environment, love the new facility. It's awesome, just what they're doing for women's sports. So I was really excited. I went on my first visit there, and I kind of just loved it. I really like Coach Rocha. I know she's an amazing pitching coach. She knows so much about the game. The two girls I went on my visit with, they committed right before I did. So I saw that and I was like, okay, let's go. Like we're going there. So I'm excited. I love all the girls there. I love the coaches. I think it's going to be the right environment for me. So I'm excited.
Next is Kle Hoing, the number 18 overall player in the country out of Lakewood, California. And she is an elite infielder. I love that Kle plays flag football and was a standout on her high school team. Very elite athletically, both on the diamond and on the gridiron as well. I just love that story. And here's two different scouting reports on Kle. First, from Softball America, says, quote, she is an elite talent on both sides of the ball. She has the arm strength, footwork, and hands to make an early impact in the middle infield. At the plate, she can spray the field gap to gap and consistently drive the ball with home run power. She is going to be fun to watch at the next level, end quote. How about a self-scout? This is what Kle Hoing said about her game and what her strongest suit as a softball player is. She said, quote, I think my strongest suit is definitely the hitting aspect. I think I know the game pretty well, having played for so long. I want to teach other people, but I also have a lot to learn as well, end quote. So what's to like most about Kle Hoing? That was another difficult one. There's a lot of things that you could pick. You hear about offensively how she can really do it all at the plate, and that's probably the correct answer. But because I saw this up close, I actually want to go with her defense. Like me personally, that's what I'm most excited to see with Kle, because I saw that up close in Oklahoma City at the WBSC World Cup. She has incredible speed. Her bat is absolutely elite. But I came away really impressed with her defensive abilities in the infield, and I think that she's one of those players that has a special glove. It's a good problem to have to not be 100% if you're choosing one, because as I'm even going through this on the defense, I almost want to backtrack and say the offense because of what she and others have said about her game. But I really like what she brings defensively, and another player that I just can't wait. Cannot wait to see her on campus at OU. And lastly, but certainly not least, is Malaya Majam-Finch. She's the niece of softball Olympian Jennie Finch, which is a pretty cool story if you haven't heard that already. Malaya is a right-handed pitcher and rated as the number 54 overall player and hails from Fullerton, California. She's been a major contributor for her high school team since her freshman season. She has a .447 average throughout her first 3 years of high school ball with 61 RBIs and 9 home runs, so can do it on both sides. Her pitching numbers are a 1.45 ERA, all those stats courtesy of Max Preps. Here's the scouting report on Malaya from Max Preps. This was written earlier this year in January and says, the Oklahoma commit brings power to both sides of the plate. She pumps gas with speed in the upper 60s in the circle and hit over .470 as a freshman and a sophomore. I reached out to her head coach at Fullerton High School to get a quote on Malaya, and here's what Coach Trevor Holton said. Malaya has been a program changer for Fullerton High School since the first day she stepped on our campus as a freshman. She's played the highest level travel ball since 10U and is a proven winner ever since. I am extremely proud of the way she has handled the high expectations that have been placed on her. She's an extremely hard worker, constantly searching for ways to improve. He mentioned high expectations. I mean, yeah, I'm sure. Like, if you play softball and you have the last name Finch, there's going to be high and probably even some realistic expectations placed on you. It's not fair. She didn't ask for that, but she's really handled them incredibly well. And I love that she wants to create her own path and she wants to make her own name for herself. But what do I like most about Malaya? I kind of like the scouting report where she has speeds in the circle in the upper 60s. I like that a lot. If she's already got a lot of velocity, going to show up to Norman with a lot of velocity in the circle, I like that a lot. I'm sure OU and Jen Rocha likes it a lot as well. And especially considering that once she works with Jen, she's only going to become a better pitcher. She's only going to have better off-speed pitches. She's only going to add more velocity once she works with Jen. Once she works with Jen and gets in the weight program and everything else. Who knows how hard she might be throwing by the time her career is all said and done in Oklahoma. Fun thing to think about. High upside for sure. Love the way that she's handled everything as a softball player. And I definitely like how hard she throws. That's never a bad thing for a pitcher that you're bringing in. What are your thoughts? Who are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. But as always, guys, thank you for watching.